Need to be in Israel before Sunday? I was on the emergency team of a travel agency some 19 years ago, and we served mostly business travelers. A guy and his boss called me on early Friday morning, before business hours in Israel. The guy was on Japan, and he said he needs to be in Israel before Sunday no matter what. All the European Airlines flights already took off by the time he called. But they insisted I'll find a solution. The MC. I've managed to find a solution. 0.1 stone flight from Tokyo to NYC. Departs at 16:10 on Friday. Lands at 1600 the same day. Due to time difference. Second flight from NYC to Israel at about 2000. Will land Saturday afternoon. The guy called me crazy and raised a complaint against me with his regular agent. It reached a VP. And after hearing the full story, dismissed the complaint and praised my ingenuity. Seems fair. If you really need to be somewhere, you can't complain about how you get there. I flew on AC-47 Goonie once. Can't recommend it for overall comfort, but we got there equals. I'm not sure anyone could pay me enough money to sit on a plane to go 3/4 around the world. I don't understand why they had to make a complaint in the first place. Looks like you managed to fulfill the requirements as needed. And from what I gather, for these business trips, the key element is to reach on time, which was being fulfilled. If it's too much flying, business class, first class should solve that problem where you can get full beds, showers, etc. on certain airlines so you don't even feel like you're flying. The only other solution to reduce flying time could probably be to charter a plane. Maybe if you'd also proposed that option and explained how your way was cheaper, they'd understand. I once had a flight canceled. I was going from Chicago to San Antonio and the pilot timed out. They could put me on a flight at around 11 p.m. to Phoenix, then on to San Antonio, getting in at like 10 a.m. Or a flight the next day at 10 a.m. getting in at 3-ish or something. They were amazed I'd go on the flight the next day. Why would I want to spend all night traveling? Yuck. This feels like compliance. Knew an IBM VP who was keynoting at a conference in Tokyo. IBM at the last minute said he couldn't go. Something in NY was too important. He pointed out that canceling the keynote speaker wouldn't reflect well. They relented, but you have to come straight back. Plane, train, talk, train, plane. Of course, after that ordeal, he wasn't at his best once back home. At that rate, he should have found a private flight. Yeah, I still remember the shocked, amused, impressed tone my travel agent took when I countered his planned itinerary with an extra leg and a red-eye to get home at 10 a.m. instead of 5 p.m. the following day. The passengers gotta shoulder some of the work. You can't just blame the airline schedules. Work or get worked. Doesn't sound malicious at all. It sounds like you managed to find the only solution available. Just may not have been what he was expecting. Before business hours on Friday in Israel? There are no business hours on Friday in Israel. Their weekend is Friday and Saturday. Is that you, Passepartout? Why couldn't you book Japan Timo Israel on Saturday? What was the deal with the European airlines, or why have you mentioned them explicit? This guy had zero room to complain. He demanded a solution to his impossible problem. And you provided. You could have always offered to look for a private charter that would run probably X10 more than. He was willing to try an expense. That is pretty genius. And I presume based on your creativity. You are Israeli. Nobody else would have the chutzpah. This is pretty frigging awesome of you. though I don't see any malicious compliance at all. Then again, back before the web, I used to regularly call the DC Metro helpline for route information from suburb A to suburb B on an evening or weekend. And when they told me it wasn't possible, I'd ask for directions from point A to the downtown hub, and then for directions from the downtown hub to point B. I always got some combination of buses and subways that got me where I needed to go, even if their system wasn't set up to find it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.